It's great to finally meet you, man. And congrats on all this amazing success you've had.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Fountain of Youth. It is my type of movie. I absolutely loved it. I don't really get much of these types of films these days, it seems like. I love globetrotting history lessons, full of big action, super entertaining.
Yeah, me too, man. I grew up on Indiana Jones. I grew up on Goonies. 80s adventure movies that kind of just pulled you out of reality and took you to like all these really cool, crazy places, some that exist, some that never existed, except in our imaginations. But that's what movies are for, and that's actually what inspired me to want to be in this business. So I love that I finally had the opportunity to do one of these.
Yeah, this one's fantastic. But let's be honest. Would you take a sip from the real Fountain of Youth if it existed?
Put it like this. If I was like terminally ill, I would, but otherwise, I would stay away from it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. The world is kind of crazy. Living till you're like 1,000 years old, I don't think I want to be around that long.
I feel you about that. Is there a historical myth you believe in, maybe like El Dorado, Atlantis, the Loch Ness Monster? I think all three of those I believe in, honestly.
I believe in all of them. To me, part of what I think allows my imagination to take me to all these places when I work on films and television shows is the idea, the what if possibility. Like, what if it really exists? What if it really at one time existed? What if the Knights of Templar hid the Fountain of Youth and somewhere on this planet there are people who have sworn an oath to protect it, because the future of our universe relies on that never hitting the planet again, being exposed again. Like I love the thought that there's a possibility of that. And so I never write it completely off because I do think that humans have forgotten more than what we've learned. There's more knowledge that has been lost than that which we currently have. And that's what makes me like be a little kid on these sets and be able to play these characters and enjoy them as I'm doing it.
Yeah, and they're still searching for these things. They never said no, it doesn't exist. There's never been the answer no. It's always been maybe, possibly.
1,000%. And just looking at like the pyramids, like in Egypt, like we actually shot at the pyramids of Giza.
Yeah, that was a cool shot. I would tell you. I was like, "Is this practical?" And you just told me it was.
1,000%. We were in Vienna. We actually shot in all these big, huge, beautiful castles. Um, the movie takes place in like 4 or 5 different countries. So just having that production value and being there, you really like it changes your performance as an actor. Because being in Egypt a week before and experiencing the marketplace and experiencing getting lost and having to communicate and like watching out for dodgy, individuals who are trying to get you to go somewhere and you're like, why? No, I'm not going that way. Like not only does it awaken your senses, your survival instincts, but it also informs the character when you're on set playing it of where you are. So it's so much in this film that you're going to actually see and taste and feel as real. And I think that humans, we're smarter than people give us credit for. I do think that we can tell when something is real and something is AI. I can look at it and say, it looks too perfect. Here you see the imperfections of the pyramids. Here you see the thousands of years of wear and tear. And that's what gives this movie like that richness that you have to be there to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it looked amazing. I want more from this. Maybe we can get more spin-off something from it because it delivered a great world. Lastly, Laz, I do
Richie,
want.
we need a part two. Found the Youth too.
Yes, we need more. But Laz, I
Apple
do want.
Plus, you hear that?
I want to see more, so I want that. I'm gonna put that on the air. Like we need more of these types of films. I absolutely love it. But Laz, I do want to ask you. The Boys has become one of the most talked about, beloved shows out there. Looking back at the show's impact in your journey, how does it feel to be part of something so culturally massive? And are you emotionally ready to say goodbye when the day comes to say, farewell?
Well, listen, man, I'm going to be leaving back to set at 3 a.m. this morning. So it's tough for me to say I'm going to be emotional when I can finally say I'm done. But I have grown so close to not only the cast, but the crew, Kripke and his writing team. It's just a team that we really have made this a labor of love. Like we were the little engine that could. We started 7 years ago when, Marvel was, that's it. There was no other superhero universe except them. And we came in and we carved out our own little niche. And thanks to like all the fans, they made us, popular. And so we're eternally grateful for that. And it's what drives us, man. It's a hard show to shoot. It's long hours. We're covered in crap all the time, especially my character. But it's worth it when you know that the fans are going to laugh and love it and get payback. Like season 5, even though it's our last season, there's going to be a lot of cathartic release for fans of the show. Like you're gonna get what you came for this season, and a lot of things that you've been wanting to see for the last 4 seasons, you're gonna get in season 5. So that's all I can really say, but there's a lot there. Like every episode feels like a season finale.
Well, that's a great tease. I always say that, Laz. But Fountain of Youth, amazing. Really appreciate you delivering this type of movie, and hopefully we can get more. That's what we're putting it out there. We need more of this. Laz, thank you so much for your time.
Make sure you check it out on Apple TV Plus, man.